The next person you're going to meet is another unbelievably talented man. He was 1 3/4 pound when he was born. He was blind, autistic, had savant syndrome, but he's been playing the piano since he was 2 years old. And Andy was telling me backstage earlier that when she first met him that he could only communicate through his piano playing. And now, as you're about to see, he can communicate quite a bit better than that, whether it's piano or verbally, and it's actually called into question his diagnosis of autism because he has come so far. So if you want to talk about somebody who's overcome the odds, somebody who is unbelievably talented, I give you Tony DeBlois. Tony.
Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to start things off with, this is a Graham Nash song called Try to Find Me. Song goes out for all the people with autism. I'm in here with the lonely light, but maybe you can see me. But I'm in here with my mind on fire. Do your best and try to find me underneath. With the lonely light, the screens for a little daylight. Oh, and through my eyes, I can see for sure. And my soul shines on and try to find me. 'Cause I'm trapped in the web of a dark night. Won't you please be my bridge into daylight? When I know I am loved, I am all right. And try to find me. Try to find me. Hear my heart. It's the same as yours, but it beats with a distant thunder. Oh, and I'm still in here, with my heart so pure. I can stand enough for more, but once you unlock my door and try to find me. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one, the only, Janice DeBlois, who's been my manager, mom, and producer.
Good afternoon. Let me tell you about some of the obstacles that we've had to overcome. One of the first ones that we had was that I was told that Tony couldn't be gifted and special needs. When we went to Perkins School for the Blind, they offered classical music. so the little deers would have something to do with their spare time. Well, Tony wanted jazz. So we had to take our school system to hearing to get him jazz. While he was there, he won a scholarship to go to a summer performance program at Berklee College of Music, which is the premier jazz school in the world. His teacher said, well, actually, the first time he won a certificate of musicianship, his teacher said, oh, they kind of gave it to him, because he's handicapped. Well, the next year he went back and he won that certificate of musicianship again, along with a $500 scholarship. So I told my school system that summer, instead of Tony going to Perkins School for the Blind, I wanted him to go to Berklee College of Music summer performance program. Well, let me tell you, my town had such a fit about what Tony would lose if he didn't go to Perkins. And integrated schooling was just like still a word at that time. I went to hearing with them. Howard Gardner spoke on Tony's behalf, as did Daryl Treffert, who wrote the book on savant syndrome. And Tony ended up winning that hearing. The difference between what I wanted that year and what the school wanted was $100. They ended up having to pay for Tony to go to the music school at Rivers and Perkins and Berklee College of Music, to have a mobility instructor to go with him to the music school at Rivers, an aide to go with him to Berklee College of Music, transportation to all three of them, and all of our attorney's fees. And because he was autistic, he got to do it again the next year. During that time, Tony, his ensemble, won second place at the high school jazz festival. Berklee awarded the music school at Rivers a $1,000 scholarship to give to their most deserving student. They, in turn, gave that to Tony. I called up Berklee and says, they said, oh, no, we didn't. I said, yes, you did. When you assigned your rights to that scholarship to the music school at Rivers, and they, in turn, assigned their rights to Tony, you gave him a scholarship. What are you going to do to make sure he can use it? Well, of course, their first question to me was, how are we going to test him? Because Tony did not have conversational speech, and he doesn't read or write. My question to them was, are you testing whether he can read or write, or that he knows music theory? You need to ask him questions in such a way that he can play the answer on the keyboard, which they hooked up to a computer, and he turned in a computer disk for his test. Imagine everyone's surprise when Tony developed conversational speech while he was there and graduated magna cum laude on Mother's Day, 1996.
The next song I'm going to do is called If You Really Knew Me. It's from Michael Hamlet, from the Shenandoah musical play. If you really knew me, if you really truly knew me, maybe you would see the other side of me I seldom see. If there were no music, if my melody stopped playing, would I be the kind of guy you want to see tonight? Does the man make the music, or does the music make the man? And am I everything you thought I'd be. If you really knew me, if you take the time to understand, maybe you would find me, the part I left behind me. Maybe you remind me of who I am. And am I everything you thought I'd be? If you really knew me, if you take the time to understand, maybe you would find me, the part I left behind me. Maybe you'll remind me of who I am. Thank you, everybody. And the next song is called Why Am I Me from Shenandoah. You'll like this one. Tell you what I'm thinking, honestly and true. How come I come to life as me and not to like as you? Lord, I know the feeling, 'cause when I'm by myself, I wonder why I'm who I am and not somebody else. Way down underneath it all where no one gets to see, I bet it feels no different being you or being me. Why was I born? Why am I born? Well, I was born to be. Why was I giving the body I'm living in? Why am I Tony? Why am I DeBlois? Why am I me? Why am I me? Why am I me? Why am I here? Why am I now? Why am I who you see? Why was I giving the person I'm living in? Why am I Tony? Why am I DeBlois? Why am I me? Why am I me? Why am I me? I figure somebody puts the who into folks like dropping a stone in a lake. 'Cause maybe I'm thinking I'm Abraham Lincoln and somebody made a mistake. If I was born somebody else, bet you I still would be me. So many beings, I know what could be me in. Why must it being in the be me you see me in? Why am I Tony? Why am I DeBlois? Why am I me? 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 Bum bum. All right. And we have a special request for you. Think of me fondly when we've said goodbye. Remember me once in a while, please promise me you'll try. When you find that once again you've longed to take into your heart and will be free. If you ever find a moment, spare a thought for me. I see things in my ways You see things in yours. I see open highways and never closing doors. You may find this a bit of a surprise, but you would see a lot more things if you saw them through my eyes. I see happiness. I see hopefulness. In a world that says you won't, I see things they think I don't. I see warm, I see strong, I see a world where I belong. And as I see it, the way I see it, the way I see it, I can't go wrong. I see beautiful, you are beautiful, and it isn't hard to see. Once you'll know how to see me, you'll see my dreams. As I do, I'll see all of your dreams too. And as I see it, the way I see it, the way I see it, we'll see them through. I see hurt now then I see fear. Oh, but time and time again, when you're near, I see love. You are love. I see melody, and I see harmony, and I see music all around. Every subtle little sound. Though I may not see each thing the way you do, the world's made up of many points of view. And as I see it, the way I see it, the world is beautiful, 'cause I'm seeing it with you. And we have a very special message for you. It's okay to be different. Believe in yourself. Don't give up on your dreams. Always have high hopes. And the two most important words are thank yous. And the 3 P's are practice, 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 and always use your brain. I see hurt now and then I see fear. Oh, but time and time again, when you're near, I see love. You are love. I see melody, and I see harmony, and I see music all around. Every subtle little sound, though I may not see each thing the way you do. The world's made up of many points of view, and as I see it, the way I see it, the world is beautiful, 'cause I'm seeing it with you. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
There's so many places in Chicago, so many theaters in our midst around here, performance venues, that you would have to pay hundreds of dollars to see something that good. And Tony, both just incredible to listen to you and to see you perform and to hear your message of inspiration. Let's give him another big round of applause, 'cause that was spectacular.